This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne. What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local, it's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
And welcome to Wyoming Sports Talk Today. Larry Perotti, along with Nick Perotti, and of course you got to have the Wonder Dog in there, Jada. So when you hear some woofing, that'll be from her. That could be from Nick too. Who knows? Today's program being brought to you by Taco John's of Cheyenne. Don't forget, over on the South Greeley side. On the south side, they got the food truck out there because, again, they're rebuilding that south side location. But here, all around, you can head to Taco John's and enjoy some delicious eats for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Celebrating 50 years here in Cheyenne, Taco John's of Cheyenne. Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service over on Highway 30, exclusive Jayco home for RVs, fifth wheels, and travel trailers. Check out this week's Jayco Special of the Week over at Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service. Again, great savings always can be found and great financing packages in play at Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service. Chick-fil-A over at the corner of Windmill and Del Range, directly across from Powers Field, as well as Menards. And over at Ray and City's Place, they want you to try, because it's here for a limited time, the Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich, and for a limited time, the Strawberry Passion Tea Lemonade. That sounds really, really good for dinner. Get some waffle fries, and you are ready to go and enjoy this great summer day. Chick-fil-A at the corner of Windmill and Del Range. Kia of Cheyenne over on Nation Way. The entire fleet of Kias on display, 2019 model years. And believe it or not, they need to move them out because the 2020s will be coming here pretty soon. So, again, kick a few tires, take a test drive, and take home the Kia of your dreams for my good friend AJ and Greg and the entire crew over at Kia of Cheyenne. Platte Valley Bank ×2. Banking done the old-fashioned way, done the high-technology way, done with everything in between. That includes their HELOC if you're into a summer project right now. Or, matter of fact, maybe you want to refi. You can do the refinancing. You can also do a remodel loan, whatever you want to do. Platte Valley Bank is here for you. 2 locations on the north side on Vanda High, and, of course, over on the east side at the corner of College of Pershing. Medicare Pharmacy for all your pharmaceutical needs. Open Monday through Saturday. Gene and the gang over there ready to do business with you, and they've been doing business for a long time on Bluegrass Circle next door to Texas Roadhouse. Lennox Auto Body in the Auto Glass and Detail Center. Part of Lennox Auto Enterprises, that is, for 25 years, a quarter century. Founded by Dick Lennox and the tradition carried on by his daughter Heather. They have been repairing, fixing up, and doing the job right all the time at Lennox Auto Body and the Auto Glass and Detail Center. First Tier Bank over at 1508 Stillwater Avenue, again, offering a 3.1 APR annual percentage rate on their 27-month CD, so take advantage of that right now over at First Tier Bank, open Monday through Friday, open 7 days a week. Mondello's Pizzeria. It's Paisan cuisine at its best. Joe Mondello has been bringing us delicious Paisan cuisine. Family recipes for 30-plus years now. And again, the entire crew over at Mondello's invites you to come on by, whether it's for a slice or two of pizza, maybe you want to do a stromboli. Matter of fact, you can even have a sandwich of fresh baked bread. All ingredients, always fresh and delicious from Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons. And we get things underway. Our scoreboard. It's being brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. We go first to Nick.
Recapping this past weekend with local baseball. Unfortunately, no softball as Cheyenne Extreme. They were on the plane getting all the way down to Florida for their upcoming tournament, which will get underway starting tomorrow down there in the Sunshine State. For Cheyenne Post 6, they were down in Denver, Colorado this past weekend, starting on Thursday all the way up until Sunday, but recapping the 3 contests, 2 on Saturday, 1 on Sunday. The first game on Saturday, taking on the Colorado Aces, it was a 4-3 victory for Cheyenne Post 6. So looking at Saturday's doubleheader game number 2 against the Seattle Select, it was a 4-2 victory for Cheyenne Post 6. On Sunday, the semifinal contest against the Triple Crown Colorado team, fortunately, it was a 6-0 loss for Cheyenne Post 6, so going 2-1, at least on Saturday and Sunday. Cheyenne Post 6 sits at 35-15 overall. Cheyenne Mustangs, they were in town at Powers Field competing in the Mustang Summer Classic this weekend. Friday, they had one contest late in the afternoon. Unfortunately, they lost that close one, 5-4 against Liberty Common. On Saturday, they took on that Liberty Common team again, at least for the Cheyenne Mustangs, picking up the 11-10 victory in that one. And Saturday's second, at least, contest before the championship game. Unfortunately, they lost that contest 16-3 against Triple Crown. So with the Mustangs going 1-2, at least on Friday, Saturday, they are 15-17 overall.
Major League Baseball, one final, and the Blue Jays have defeated the Royals in the Rogers Center 11-4 today. Games getting underway in the 5 o'clock hour. Cubs at the Bucks at PNC. It will be the Orioles-Rays at the Trop. Brewers-Reds at Great American Ballpark. Angels-Rangers at Globe Life Park in Arlington. Giants and Padres at Petco. That will be in the 8 o'clock hour. It is a light night in Major League Baseball. Teams doing a lot of traveling after this past weekend. Our scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
Yo, this is your cup holder talking. You know me, the little round thing between your car seats. Now, listen, we need to talk. Now, I normally have a nice cold bottle of Mountain Dew in me, but at the moment, I'm empty. That's right, no Mountain Dew. Nothing in here but a couple of quarters and a dime. A fully capable cup holder like me just carrying your loose change, it's embarrassing. Look, I'm not made for loose change. I'm round like a bottle of Mountain Dew. Glistening, cold, and delicious. I'm made to keep Mountain Dew within reach at all times, so you're never far from that incredible bold citrus kick whenever you need it. Just inches from your hand. So find a store already, grab some Dew, toss it back, then place that bottle where it belongs, and put that loose change back in your pocket. Mountain Dew. Do the Dew.
Taco John's presents Olay the Day Pep Talks.
Human history has shown anything is possible with inspiration and hard work. The 4-minute mile, a man on the moon, a water skiing squirrel, and now sirloin steak burritos from Taco John's.
Sirloin steak burritos are back at Taco John's. Stuffed with hand-carved sirloin steak and bold flavors like the melty, savory grilled cheese steak burrito, plus steak and shrimp or steak and potato olays. And for the morning, 2 steak and egg breakfast burritos. Sirloin steak burritos are back, but only for a limited time. Olay the Day at Taco John's.
In life, you question everything. The same should be true when it comes to managing your wealth. What are your investment recommendations based on? How much are you paying in fees? And how can those fees impact your returns? Charles Schwab encourages investors to get engaged and ask tough questions. To learn more, call the Schwab Cheyenne branch at 307-459-0998 or visit schwab.com/Cheyenne. Charles Schwab and Company, Incorporated. Member SIPC.
The end of the summer is in sight. Did you accomplish all of your home improvements and remodeling projects? Whether you're remodeling your kitchen or adding a little extra space for your growing family, the Home Equity Line of Credit with Platte Valley Bank can help you finish what you want to complete this summer. So stop in and we'll show you the hidden value in your home with a Home Equity Line of Credit with Platte Valley Bank.
Platte Valley Bank, member FDIC, equal housing lender. All lines of credit are subject to credit approval. Certain restrictions may apply.
Right now it's time to head over to Jolly Rogers RV Sales, Parts, and Service for low prices on outstanding RVs in Wyoming. Your local, exclusive Jayco dealer wants you to check out their closeout deals as well as their 2019 inventory of trailers, fifth wheels, and toy haulers. You can save up to 30% on select models with approved credit. You can find them at 6102 East Highway 30. Jolly Rogers RV Sales, Parts, and Service is a proud sponsor of LCCC men's and women's basketball, also our local high school teams too.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise for today, partly sunny with showers likely and a possible thunderstorm this afternoon. Some of these storms could be severe with large hail and damaging winds. Look for a daytime high at 78. For tonight, it's going to be mostly cloudy with a chance for showers and thunderstorms. Some of these storms could be severe with large hail and damaging winds. Our low down to 53. And Tuesday's forecast calling for a mostly sunny day. Expected daytime high near 79 with showers likely and a possible thunderstorm during the afternoon.
When it comes to sports talk in Cheyenne, it's a whole new ballgame. Let's play ball! You're listening to Wyoming Sports Talk today, and it's only here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Welcome to Wyoming Sports Talk today, Monday afternoon. Larry Proetti along with Nick Proetti and head coach of Post 6, Lain, joins us. Coach, I know, and I can speak on my own personal behalf. I was down in Inglewood on Saturday. I was over in Frederick yesterday. Damn, it was hot. I don't know how your kids pulled it off, but you got the games in without any difficulty. But I mean, it was one warm bugger down there.
It sure was, man. And most of the days we were playing on turf, which can be even hotter. So, be careful what you ask for. We've been asking for some nice weather, and we got all of that this weekend in Denver.
It hit pretty hard where we're used to cold temperatures and rain out here in this part of the world, but it got hot again. High 90s, if not 100, again, just dry heat out here. Going off of that theme, though, as you were down in Denver, at least this past weekend, Thursday, all the way up, at least up until Sunday, but was there ever a concern for your players where, hey, we're not adjusted to these high temperatures, you got to remind them to keep hydrated? Was there ever an issue with that or a concern throughout this past weekend down in Denver?
Yeah, there definitely was. We had several kids. We've been on the road pretty much the entire month of June, and we were just finishing up that road trip, and we get the heat. We got several kids sick. We had 6 or 7 guys with cold. We had 2 guys that threw up over the weekend, and we battled the heat. We battled our own personal health throughout that tournament, and having it being hot didn't really help with the flu-like symptoms going around a little bit. So definitely we're excited to be back home in Cheyenne. We're going to take a couple days here from the grind and just try to get ourselves healthy and ready to roll down the home stretch here.
I know yesterday I was behind home plate and, did the squatting thing for the ball game. And, of course, you have your pitcher on the mound as well, too. And again, everybody was telling us when you get into the dugout, hey, stay hydrated, get the ice packs on, whatever the case may be. Talk about games like that, especially on a pitcher. Now, again, I know the catcher's wearing all that extra gear, but on the pitcher – the adrenaline's pumping a little bit more. That could wear on them a lot quicker.
Yeah, it definitely did. We went a little bit shorter with our pitch counts over the weekend, and we had heavy heat. We had a great support fan base, parents that came up and followed us around, and we had ice down washcloths in the dugout and different things to try to keep our guys cool and hydrated and ready to go back out for the next half inning. So we did the best we could battling that, and here we get into July. We're going to have to combat that a little bit more throughout this month, and but we're excited to do it at home where we're comfortable and ready for that to happen.
And before we talk about the July 4th tournament coming up here in town, again, excited for that one here over at Powers Field, but looking back down in Denver, Thursday all the way up until Sunday. Thursday didn't go the way you wanted, at least 9-4 loss against USA Prime, but got it going. Friday, doubleheader action there. Saturday as well, too. Sunday, the semifinal, unfortunately, did not go the way for Cheyenne Post 6. But, looking at a lot of these teams, Utah, Seattle, Colorado Aces, Triple Crown, Colorado, the USA Prime team, you saw some new foes, but also, too, it seemed like at least some kind of top-level talent down there in Denver.
Yeah, it was. It's a great tournament. That's our second year going to this event, Pacific Mountain Invitational, so it's kind of a combination of teams from those two areas. And, like you said, we didn't start the way we wanted to. I didn't think we played very well Thursday and kind of put a challenge on our guys. We're going to have to win 4 straight to make it out of our pool now at this point, and we're going to have to be able to bounce back and grind through a lot of baseball to get there. And we kind of extended that challenge to our guys, and they responded very well, coming back and sweeping 2 doubleheader days and giving ourselves a chance to win the tournament and making it out to the Final Four. So very proud of the way we bounced back and played, and it just seemed to me, like we ran out of gas a little bit there at the end. You could see we were dragging, tired, sore, guys that are sick. We had guys throwing up, and it just felt like, it's time for us to get back home and see if we can get healthy.
You mentioned getting back home, and, and I can appreciate that. And we hear that from Adam Galicia, and, even to a certain degree, you hear it from the Mustangs as well. In a perfect world, be a 60-game season, half of your games are home. Is it tough to schedule teams to come up here for a double dip or even a single game? And I'll talk about Fort Collins, Greeley. Is it tough for you guys to get these games scheduled on a regular basis?
It definitely is. It's something that has to be established over a long period of time. especially in the month of June. In May and April, the Colorado teams and those outside of our state teams are still playing high school baseball, and then when we get to June, everyone wants to go on the showcase circuit and get their guys seen. And so if you want to be a part of that circuit, you've got to kind of establish yourself at home over a long period of time and find ways to get the college scouts and people into our hometown. And that's something we've been working on with the Firecracker tournament and this Caba tournament coming up in 2 weeks. So those are two good opportunities for us to be a part of the circuit and have people here to see our players here.
I think back, probably a decade ago, maybe even longer than that. But we used to have Post 6 hosting, about 3-4 tournaments. Sticks was one of them, as I recall. Is that a type of tournament that has to be sponsored for you to host, or is it just scheduling conflicts that you can't have a tournament, once every 3 weeks or so?
Right. Yeah. The biggest thing is when you want to schedule a tournament, you're going to be competing your tournament versus somebody else's that's going to be established and has been there for a long time. And if you want to win that competition, you've got to be able to get the better teams into your event, and not only that, but the college coaches and people in our area, scouts, come into our event rather than someone else's event. And so it's not easy to establish that here. We used to have a Memorial Day tournament back a few years ago, and then the high school season was extended a little bit longer, which kind of put that tournament away where we can't really host it. We don't get the quality competition that we need to be playing here at home. And so, you'd always love to have every event at home. And, I think of a program like Rapid City where they do have pretty much every event is in their stadium in Rapid, and that comes from just the caliber of their program and the longevity of them being good. And, we're trying to build that the best we can here. We've got July built out pretty well, but to move back into June and steal an event away, we're just going to have to compete with somebody else and try to get the top-tier quality opponents here.
Well, coming in July, as we were alluding to, again, that Firecracker tournament coming up. Thursday is when it'll start, actual July 4th, 5 p.m. at Powers Field, where you'll see a Lubbock, Texas team coming up. So at least talk about getting some fresh faces, some big names, at least here to the city of Cheyenne. Looking at a few other opponents, Lightning Gold will be in town on Friday. Also, too, we'll be taking on the Casper Oilers on Friday as well, too. Just give us a little insight on the Firecracker tournament. Are we just looking at these three other teams, including Post 6, or are there others competing in bracket play? How big is this tournament coming up this weekend?
Yeah, we'll have an 8-team tournament here. We'll have 2 pools of 4. So you just named off the teams in our pool, Pool A, and in Pool B we'll have the Triple Crown team that knocked us out of the tournament last weekend. Will be over in that side, and then we've got a Fort Collins team, and one of my former college coaches, Gino Carbajal, is bringing his team up to be in Pool B, and we're going to put our Hawks, our younger group, in that pool over there as well and have them try to compete and be competitive in the tournament. And then we'll kind of seed those 2 pools out, 1 through 4, and cross-bracket it and play a little bracket play to a champion. So we're excited.
Now, you mentioned tournaments, and I'm glad that we're discussing this. Now, again, Caba's coming up too, and again, there was a lot of hubbub about that. In tournament play, do these teams that come up to play here in Cheyenne, are they invited? Do they pay a fee? And where do the monies go?
So for us, for the Firecracker tournament, we do have an entry fee for it, and we reach out and invite the guys that we want to get and try to get the best top-tier teams that we can to come, and that entry fee is going to go towards the facility use fees and the umpires and things like that to help make the tournament run through 4 days. So, hosting and being able to collect an entry fee and do things like that all help build your program and to the direction you want to take it. So we're excited to have it. I think we've got good quality teams coming here for this next weekend, and we're ready to compete on our field here.
Well, again, we look at those teams, again, Lubbock, Texas, Casper Oilers, again, top-level teams, and good to see, again, a Lightning Gold team as you took on a Lightning Blue team down in Denver, so at least a swap of the colors out there. But looking at this tournament coming up, though, for the Firecracker tourney, do you kind of foresee this is going to be more of a challenge for Post 6 taking on these upper echelon teams?
Yeah, I do. I think the quality of the Firecracker tournament this year is as good or better than it's been in the last 3 or 4 years. So we're excited about the quality of competition. And, like you said, having Lightning Gold's top team, we've had Lightning Blue here the last couple of years. So we've got an upgraded Lightning team and team from Lubbock. So we're excited. We like to think that we can beat anybody here in Cheyenne on our field, and we bring in good competition and go get after it.
For fans who are interested, who are maybe not season ticket holders or have never been to a Post-6 game or want to check out this Firecracker tournament, not to put you on spot if you don't know this answer, Ty, but for fans who are interested, I mean, what are kind of the pricing to go see maybe an individual game or at least the entire weekend tournament that lasts from Thursday to Sunday? Do you have those prices on hand for fans who may be interested?
Yeah, I think so. So for the Firecracker tournament, anybody that has a season pass or anything like that is good for this tournament here. I think a single day is maybe $5 and or for a kid and $10 for an adult, something like that. So it's pretty cheap, and we want to make it accessible and have as many people out there to support us as possible.
Final thought for me, and kind of talked about it last week, and I'll keep looking at this. As the skipper, I know you look at them one game at a time, but also, too, you have to look down the calendar a little bit. State tournament is going to be here before you know it. I mean, look how fast we went through June, thank God, with all the weather. But, looking ahead towards state tournament, are we on pace? Are we where we need to be right now today, and as we get a few more games in before state tourney?
Yeah, I'm happy about where our club is. We've competed very well. We just ran through that gauntlet in June of different places and high quality competition, and we came away every weekend with a winning record. So that's a feather in our cap right there to know that we can go do that. And there's other good quality teams here in the state of Wyoming, and I think our state tournament will be as difficult as it's ever been. But we're excited, and I feel like we've got things to work on where we can improve, and we're still working to get there, but I like where we're at the moment.
Final thought for me, not so much the wins, because the wins are always great, and you kind of expect them. And I think, speaking on behalf of the guys, they go out there every time and they want to win. What do they learn from the losses when you're playing in these tournaments? What do they learn when they come into the dugout, or what do you tell them? Hey, we got to do what?
Well, the biggest thing for us is when we're playing the competition that we're playing, you're right. It's one little mistake can be the difference between winning and losing. And no one's ever going to play perfect, but we want to be as close to perfect as we can be, especially on the mound and defensively, and then just battle and grind in our ABs. So, usually if we lose a game in one of these tournaments, there's one or two moments that you can pick out and say, hey, if we execute this play, the result of the game could be different right there. So we're just learning that, how clean we have to be in order to be a team that can compete and get to a World Series and be a top national contender.
All right, well, we want to thank Ty Lain for joining us here, giving us the Post-6 update. Again, don't forget the Firecracker tournament going on this weekend, beginning Thursday out of Powers Field. And again, if you have a season pass, go ahead and bring that with you. $5 to get in the games, to check them out coming up on Thursday. And don't forget, you go over and see our good friends at Chick-fil-A, too, and gobble up some delicious eats before you head to the ballpark. All right, we're going to take a timeout. We're going to come back and introduce you to another one of the Post-6 players. It will be Travis Onisto coming up after these words.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs, calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
Hop into the KRAE Time Machine each Monday through Thursday for the golden age of radio, featuring famous radio classics such as Jack Armstrong and Suspense Theater, along with pioneers in the entertainment industry like Bob Hope and Abbott and Costello, along with many other performers who've captured our ears many, many years ago. Join us for the golden age of radio Monday through Thursday, 8 until 10 p.m. on 1480 KRAE, also 101.1 FM, and you can also stream all of our programming on 1480KRAE.com.
Are you looking for a pharmacist who will actually take the time to talk to you? Then come to Medicap Pharmacy. We're dedicated to healthcare only, which means we'll fill your prescription quickly, and then we'll make time to listen answer your questions, explain your prescriptions, and tell you about possible drug interactions.
Medicap Pharmacy will always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
Capital Lumber is lumber one in Cheyenne. Are you listening? We're all the lumber store you'll ever need. For electrical, plumbing, paint, and tools, lumber and hardware, we're for you. And we're out to earn your business, yes indeed. Capital Lumber is lumber one today. Are you listening? Capital Lumber's at your service all the way.
Capital Lumber Company, serving our area for over 53 years at 1222 Dunn Avenue in Cheyenne.
You're looking for fun and adventure? Kia of Cheyenne is the place to start, and the 2019 Kia Sportage is what you need to drive. I'm AJ Miller. The 2019 Kia Sportage will give you what you need to make things happen. This vehicle has plenty of power, traction control, safety features, technology, and comfort for any road you're on. Kia Sportage offers numerous standard features for the money, and we can help you save money. Come in, call 775-0123, or go to KiaofCheyenne.com. We'll make it easy.
Chick-fil-A is a proud supporter of our high school athletes at East, Central, and South. May the school year bring success to all of you. Before you start your day, stop by Chick-fil-A for a hearty, delicious, and satisfying breakfast, only at Windmill and Del Range. Breakfast is served Monday through Saturday from 6 in the morning till 10:30 a.m. Breakfast with Chick-fil-A, the most important meal of the day at Windmill and Del Range.
Tired of lazy and predictable sports talk radio? We know you are. This is Cheyenne's new sports radio home. It's Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's right here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk Today, Monday afternoon. We get a chance to chat Post 6 baseball, and we get to introduce you to yet another player, Travis Onisto. Travis, I know you were talking with Nick off air as I was talking with Coach. Give us a little bit about you, what school you go to, and what grade will you be in coming up next fall, or this fall?
I go to Cheyenne East High School, and I am going to be a senior this upcoming year for the 2020 school year. And
we're keeping on the theme with Cheyenne East, being a senior. We know that you play baseball right now here in the summertime, but any athletics, basketball, football for Cheyenne East outside of baseball?
No, I like to focus more on baseball year-round and get stronger throughout the off-season.
So at least baseball, your prime sport right now as you're focusing with Cheyenne Post 6. Still have another year with Post 6, but as you're getting into your senior year at Cheyenne East, obviously you got to get through that, which is, again, not difficult, or at least in my opinion. Senior year is pretty much where you have a little bit more fun. But either way, though, for you, Travis, have you kind of focused past Cheyenne East? Have you at least looked at possibilities, at least next level? Are you looking to continue playing your baseball career in the next level?
Yes, I have been looking with my parents to continue my baseball career throughout college, and maybe more to come after that, because I just feel baseball is like one of the better sports through college, and I like it the best.
Have you focused on any schools, any regions kind of on your radar? Would you like to play in like the South, out in California? Have you kind of broken it down to that kind of select location or a school that maybe looks attractive to you to go to?
I've really not. I just seen who's interested and seeing if anybody would talk to me to see if I'd like to go there.
Travis, well, we apologize because we haven't asked you what positions you play.
Well, I am a pitcher only for Cheyenne Post 6, and that's about all I'm good at.
Well, no, you're a baseball player. You're good at baseball, so let's not just sell you short there. So you pitch. What are you, a starter? You a reliever? What do you do? Whatever Coach asks you to do.
Yeah, I usually am in the starter role, but if I am out of the pen, I do get the job done, and I'm an all-around pitcher for the team.
Are you righty?
No, I am left-handed.
Wow, southpaw.
Southpaw. There you go. Yeah, get your love. But as we talk about that next level, if you are in, hopefully you do get that opportunity wherever it may be. Are you looking to primarily look at starting role, relief, closer? I mean, have you kind of thought that out as well too? Of at least kind of prefer where you want to be in that kind of rotation?
Yeah, I would prefer to be in the starting role because you're like the main focus of the team. If you're a starting pitcher, everyone's looking at you, and it's what I've been doing mostly my whole life.
And at least we'll ask you this question right now. At least favorite MLB team by chance?
The Dodgers.
Oh boy! All right, so you're one of those people. All right. So you got plentiful of pitchers to look up to, possibly from that Dodger rotation. Whether it is the leader of Kershaw, again, big names are part of that LA team. Do you kind of look towards a Kershaw? Is there someone on that team that you try to get some tips, tricks at all to kind of help you out through your career?
Yeah, I do look up to Kershaw, but I like to throw it back a little bit with good old Randy Johnson. I like him a lot. I look up to him a lot.
So let me ask you, what's your best pitch?
My curveball, for sure.
Curveball?
Yeah, it's the most reliable pitch I have.
How many pitches do you actually have in your arsenal? Fastball, curve?
I have a fastball, curveball, and a changeup.
Now, as you work with Ty's brother, Jade, have you guys been working on with your changeup? What pitch have you spent a lot of time with your pitching coach on?
My changeup, because sometimes I'm not really, able to get it to be working a lot, so I want to work on it more so it becomes more of a reliable pitch to throw.
Now, curveball. You and me, I lived and died off of curveball. Let me ask you this question. And I used to pitch at sea level, so curveball actually worked, 12-6 for me. So is it a little tougher up here at altitude throwing a curveball?
Honestly, I don't really see the change. I just throw the curveball no matter the count. It's just one of my easier pitches that I know that I will throw for a strike.
Is that a good strikeout pitch for you?
Yeah, and honestly, a 3-2 count pitch, I like to throw the curveball too.
Final question. One of the things I like to do is pick people off. Do you got a good move to first base?
Yeah, I've picked off a couple people this year, which is shocking. I've not really done that in the past, but my pickoff move has definitely improved this year.
All right.
And do want to at least talk about heading into this season, or at least for the remainder of time with Cheyenne Post 6. Again, still have this season and next season with this team. Any goals have you set for yourself, whether it is adding another pitch to the arsenal, maybe working on hitting to be kind of that dual threat for Post 6? I mean, what's kind of your focus for the remainder of this season heading into next season as well?
I would like to become a hitter, more mainly to play the outfield, because I used to play the outfield, but I really couldn't keep up with the hitters' caliber right now. But I would like to work on the off season and maybe become one of them.
And also, too, another question we haven't asked you yet, and I'd at least be remiss if we haven't. We know that you play right now for Cheyenne Post 6. How many years have you been involved with this program?
This will be my 4th year with Cheyenne Post 6. It's definitely been one of the better programs that I've played with.
So 4 years with Post 6 family, another one to go. As we talk about getting this understanding that you love baseball, I'm assuming that you've been at this since you're probably a toddler, T-ball days, or did you get into baseball kind of in the later years?
Yeah, I've been playing since T-ball, since I could remember, honestly. It's just been love of my, best sport I could ever play.
I'm telling you, the guy knows it all, right there.
Except for the Dodger thing.
We'll forgive him on that. He could have said Mad Bum. I try to throw like Mad Bum, but that's all right. Hey, Travis, we want to thank you so much for joining us here on Wyoming Sports Talk today. We've been talking with Travis Onisto. Again, thank you to Ty Lain. All the best to Post 6 again for the Firecracker Tournament. This will be a metal bat tournament coming up this weekend. So if you haven't made any plans, and, if you're, kind of burned out on fireworks, come on out and watch some real good fireworks over at Powers Field coming up this weekend. We're back after these words here in 1480 KRAE.
Check out the huge savings this week at Town & Country Supermarket Liquors. Here are just a few of the terrific weekly specials.
Our Super Radio buys heard only right here feature Black Velvet Canadian Whiskey, 1.75-liter bottle, $11.99. Keystone Light or Ice, 30-pack, 12-ounce cans, $18.99. And Tito's Handmade Vodka, 750-milliliter bottle, $15.99.
Town & Country Supermarket Liquors on the South Greeley Highway, Cheyenne's low-price leader. First Tier Bank strives to remain competitive and offers some of the best CD rates in the community, as well as area banks and credit unions per Rate Watch reports. How does that make a difference to you? First Tier Bank can assist you in securing some of the best rates on CDs. First Tier Bank offers the personalized customer service you've grown accustomed to and deserve. Plus, feel confident that your finances are taken care of by a responsible, knowledgeable staff.
Call 307-632-3500 and ask for Caitlin or Debbie. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Taco John's presents Olay the Day Pep Talks.
Human history has shown anything is possible with inspiration and hard work. The 4-minute mile, a man on the moon, a water skiing squirrel, and now sirloin steak burritos from Taco John's.
Sirloin steak burritos are back at Taco John's. Stuffed with hand-carved sirloin steak and bold flavors like the melty, savory grilled cheese steak burrito, plus steak and shrimp or steak and potato olays. And for the morning, 2 steak and egg breakfast burritos. Sirloin steak burritos are back, but only for a limited time. Olay the day at Taco John's.
In life, you question everything. The same should be true when it comes to managing your wealth. What are your investment recommendations based on? How much are you paying in fees? And how can those fees impact your returns? Charles Schwab encourages investors to get engaged and ask tough questions. To learn more, call the Schwab Cheyenne branch at 307-459-0998 or visit schwab.com/Cheyenne. Charles Schwab and Company, Incorporated. Member SIPC. Right now it's time to head over to Jolly Rogers RV Sales, Parts, and Service for low prices on outstanding RVs in Wyoming. Your local, exclusive Jayco dealer wants you to check out their closeout deals as well as their 2019 inventory of trailers, fifth wheels, and toy haulers. You can save up to 30% on select models with approved credit. You can find them at 6102 East Highway 30. Jolly Rogers RV Sales, Parts, and Service is a proud sponsor of LCCC men's and women's basketball, also our local high school teams too.
For almost 60 years, 1480 KRAE has been Cheyenne's home for good times and great oldies. Add to that live play-by-play sports featuring high school football and basketball, along with LCCC men's and women's basketball. Now combo that with KYOY FM and you have Cheyenne and the area's only locally owned AM and FM radio stations. But we don't stop there. We also have 2 FM translators which serve the area with programming from both KRAE and KYOY. And that equals a lot of bang for your advertising dollar. Radio yesterday and now today, along with our websites, web streams, and digital ventures makes us your one-stop shop. For more information, please call Don Morris at 307-637-0301.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise for today, partly sunny with showers likely and a possible thunderstorm this afternoon. Some of these storms could be severe with large hail and damaging winds. Look for a daytime high of 78. For tonight, it's going to be mostly cloudy with a chance for showers and thunderstorms. Some of these storms could be severe with large hail and damaging winds. Are low down to 53. And Tuesday's forecast calling for a mostly sunny day. Expected daytime high near 79 with showers likely and a possible thunderstorm during the afternoon.
Here the season never ends. From Wyoming sports to the Broncos in Denver. From Rockies baseball to talking hoops with Nuggets basketball. Local, regional, and national. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, right here on AM 1480 KRAE.
We are back on Wyoming Sports Talk today. Of course, the big news Friday on our program was the announcement from LCCC of the interim athletic director who has been appointed for a 3-year period.
Yeah, it was
is it up to a 3-year period, or is it actual a 3-year interim period?
That's all questions up to one Dr. Joe Schaefer, again president there at LCCC. Regarding at least Joe Schaefer, I have emailed him, called out to at least his office. I've not received a response back from him. I do understand that he is quite busy right now with whether it is this situation or whatever happenings at LCCC.
I would hope his phone is ringing off the hook.
But either way, though, again, for Dr. Joe Schaefer, I have reached out to him, whether it was email or phone, have not received a word back from him for an interview, so hopefully we'll be able to. Also, too, on top of that, with interviews, Dr. Cindy Henning, I have reached out to her. Tentative right now schedule as she is currently out of town. We will at least have her on this program July 11th. So that Thursday of next week, we will have Dr. Henning in studio to talk with her about being in this role. But again, that is a tentative schedule coming up at least July 11th.
You know, and I kind of didn't make a lot of comments about it on Friday.
As much as I try to prod you for it.
No, and I heard a lot of grief. I got a lot of grief over the weekend.
It's growing again, where we saw a situation earlier this year out of LCCC, where again this community, as much as it doesn't feel like a small town, it certainly has its gossip, and it again, the word gets around the city pretty fast.
It was exactly what that was mentioned to me yesterday. But the thing is, the grief I'm catching is, and they're asking me like I'm an employee out there. I'm not an employee. We just do.
Well, we don't get paid by him.
No.
Or at least we're not on the salary.
No, but again, it's like the question is, what the hell is going on there?
Again, this right now, it's
Dr. Joe Schaefer, what is going through your mind?
Yeah, this is something what we talked about on Friday. It is a questionable decision. It doesn't seem like it was the best decision for LCCC athletics. Again, I was very vocal about this Friday, and again, I'm not retracting from that. It is something where we want answers from Dr. Schaefer of what is going on right now, because ever since we got this previous athletic director in, it's kind of been a dumpster fire, so to speak, in athletics over at LCCC on more the administrative side. Not so much with the head coaches. Again, head coaches have been dealing with this and just doing their job as they rightfully should be. And again, they're doing it without any pushback or anything. But it seems like with, again, the recent hiring with Clark Rasmussen, which again, today is his last day as AD there at LCCC.
The 30th, I thought, was his
today is where he's still still over there at LCCC. But today is his final day. Again, we saw what happened with the firing of Jim Garner, again, LCCC women's soccer coach. He was removed from that program, and then a week after, or at least a few days, I do believe, rehired back in kind of, at least in a compromised way. Hey, he's back for one more season. This is his final season, and then he's going to retire off in the sunset. But again, it has been a snowball effect right now. It is adding to this dumpster fire right now in LCCC athletics, more in the administrative side. And I'm not even saying with the student athletes, with the coaches, again, everyone is kind of going fine.
It's like the administration, whether the administration has no clue about athletics,
or either they don't care,
or they don't care.
This is what it's telling me.
And right now, it seems like it's more about academia than it is athletics. Okay, fine. Wait a minute. What's going on right now, Dr. Schaefer? You're alienating the LCCC institution from this community, because the community is starting to speak up now and starting to question your calls.
Yeah.
Again, interim. The definition of interim is temporary. Who in the hell gets an interim 3-year deal?
That doesn't make sense to me.
That's a temporary 3-year contract?
Again, going back to his quotes, at least in the release that came out on Friday from Dr. Schaefer, basically wanted, at least with this situation, again, it was trying to find consistency, trying to find at least creating immediate stability in LCCC athletics. Well, I mean, in the 3-year term, I guess, if you're creating stability, there it is. But this seems farther from stable in that athletic department than anything at all. This is a questionable decision by Dr. Schaefer, again, president of LCCC. Why he went in this direction, I do not understand. What the reason?
I think he got some bad advice.
I think so too.
I think from somebody that's departing out of there right now, gave him some really awful advice, and now he's going to have to feel the ramifications. Because I'm going to tell you what, right now. Wait a minute. Let me finish.
I'm just saying, with this ramification, though, again, this also brings up a topic regarding Dr. Schaefer's. At this point in time, it makes him look even stupid, at least even more dumb, if he retracts from this.
Well, and here's the other part of that equation.
Which he should.
Here's the other part of the equation. It hurts me as a business guy.
Yeah.
Because guess what? We carry 50-plus games of LCCC basketball.
LCCC coaches show.
I go walk into people, customers,
yeah,
and I say, hey, we would love to have you on our sport. They're telling me to go pound sand.
Yeah.
They want nothing. They don't want to be associated with this institution right now because you got your heads up your rear.
Yeah, and it kind of makes me look a little ridiculous wearing LCCC garb right now as I got the jersey and the shorts on, courtesy of the athletic department, or at least a few head coaches out there.
I wouldn't say that too loud.
But I'm just saying it is something where, for what is going on right now, it's a bad situation right now at LCCC.
I have a friend of mine who has done business for many years on our radio stations.
Yeah.
And he came out and he said it best. And again, social media. I'm not going to read it because it's his privacy.
It was public comment.
Well, I know it's a public comment, but I'm not going to go to my social media site.
Keep them anonymous.
Yeah, I'm not even going to read it, but it basically said exactly what's going on in that department right now.
Yeah.
And again, if Dr. Schaefer wants to continue, because again, we always hear they need more institutions, whether it's University of Wyoming, LCCC, whoever, they need more cash flow.
Yeah.
Whether it's going to come from the legislature, but they also need donations.
Mm.
And what you're doing right now is you are setting yourself back to square one. You're going to want to go out into this community and say, hey, we're this. Well, if you want to just if you want to sell the school on being the intellectual school that it is, and say, hell with athletics, good for you.
Well, again, the funny thing with LCCC, it's a Laramie County Community College, and this seems like right now, especially regarding athletics, where that is all about the community, whether it is the women's basketball program, women's soccer, men's soccer, volleyball, men's basketball, that gets out in the community and does community service or gets their name out there and be a part and tries to involve the city of Cheyenne, whether it is out and about, even in the off season, during the season, and trying to get this community as well too to go over to the rack and watch these contests or out on the fields there at LCCC to watch both men and women's soccer. Right now, this is a decision and a choice by one Dr. Schaefer over there at LCCC that seems the farthest. It was the farthest from looking towards the community. This is almost anti-community here in the city of Cheyenne, where you're alienating, and basically where LCCC is far outside of town. You're pretty much on that island.
I got to tell you right now, I'm glad I'm not working for the athletic department. I'm glad I'm not in the athletic department.
I said it on Friday. I feel bad for the head coach. I feel bad for the head coach and the assistants. I feel bad for the student athletes.
If I were those people, I'd be tired of being crapped on.
Yeah.
And that's what's going on there. And again, I said this to this buddy of mine. I said the last really good president I knew that cared about athletics, gave a damn about it, was Philip Dubois at the University of Wyoming. And again, presidents have a very short time, very short tenure as the head man or in charge at an institution. But Philip Dubois, when he came in, he was all about, hey, yes, we got to do our studies, we got to take care of our programs, but we're also an athletic facility as well. And we need to take care of our
And there's nothing wrong to have that perfect harmony.
Yeah, but it's almost like this institution treats athletics like it's a redheaded stepchild. You can't do that.
Which is evident from the rack. I mean, look at the rack.
Either you get rid of it or you start treating it as one of the members of the family.
Absolutely. Keep it on equal level as everything else there at LCCC, of where it is still a part of your institution. It does bring revenue. It does bring in student athletes. And it also, too, puts LCCC on the map for potential other students to check it out and go to school there. It puts it in at least in a good light, so to speak, with its athletics, whether it is, again, from the soccer programs that are nationally ranked, the women's volleyball program, nationally ranked, nationally known, and also, too, with an up-and-coming women's basketball and a solid men's basketball program there at LCCC. Again, it's not like we have terrible athletics here. We don't have terrible teams. We got premier athletes, premier teams right in our fingertips here in the city of Cheyenne over there at LCCC. And
we actually want people. We actually got people that want to come to our institution, to be a student athlete. And again, they're students first. Athletics comes second.
And guess what? That goes towards those head coaches or assistants that are helping them out, recruiting them to get them and basically say, hey, come play for our teams. We can be the best fit for you to advance your career, to get you to that 4-year or if not kind of that semi-pro professional level with your at least athletic career. But right now with LCCC in this situation, again, with the administration, you feel bad for everyone involved below that admin role, whether it is head coaches, whether it is assistants, whether it is, the front desk worker over there at LCCC. This is a bad situation that is going on right now. This is something where I feel for those entities, because what is going to happen? This is far from stable right now, at least in LCCC athletics.
Well, this on Friday, I kind of stayed, back on the sidelines and kind of went, okay,
You'll let me talk.
Yeah, and I let you go ahead and speak. I caught the backlash this weekend. And again, too, it's like, this is ridiculous. The firing was one thing. Again, there's more to that story than meets the eye.
Oh, absolutely.
I guarantee you there's more. So let's not throw all the onus on the athletic director at that time. And again, too, there's more that meets the eye on this interim 3-year deal with Dr. Henning. And again, don't know her, couldn't pick her out of a police lineup. But my point is...
And again, we'll get to know her next week.
I know, but what is the background? There's no background for her being in the athletic department.
Other than she is currently in at least in the RAC, where she is.
She's in recreation.
Yeah, in recreation, and also to exercise science.
Okay,
at least what her role is right now.
I played baseball. Does that mean I can run the rec department at the city of? Well, no, anybody can run the rec department, city of Cheyenne. But what I'm saying is, like, let's flip a coin and find out who's going to be, competent enough to be the interim athletic director.
It's what you did for your previous athletic director that is now called it quits, again, who is leaving today. Again, right now, stability was the worst word that at least Dr. Joe Schaefer could have used in his quote from Friday's press release, because this right now in athletics, at least in the administrative role, and I'm not, again, administrative on up, even all the way up to president role there at LCCC, it is far from stable. Well, this is becoming more of a joke and also to a black mark right now for LCCC that is, trickling on down to the community, getting throughout the community and putting a black eye or at least a bad taste in the mouth for residents in this town that may want to support that athletics.
And Dr. Joe, this is pro man to you. You might want to go to the till when school resumes in August and see how much you've cost your institution. Because I know you're not going to pony up to the bar and replace those funds that were pledged to the university, to LCCC. You're not going to put that money back.
Whether it's hundreds of dollars, thousands of dollars, tens of thousands, again, of sponsorships, memberships, of, here it is, of donations.
And I want to thank you and other parties involved that you made my job that much harder over here on this side, because we try to make a living as well, too.
Yeah.
And, by doing our deal with LCCC, which is a 3-year pact that we signed, boy, you really made the last year of this deal a real tough one for us. And thank you very much.
Past 2 years right now of what.
Well, yeah, but this one seems to be even more difficult now.
Yeah, again, where it even affects us of being the home of LCCC men's and women's basketball at this point in time, it's getting a little ridiculous at this point in time. Again, we are not going to go away from LCCC, at least for the basketball programs. Again, out of the respect of Coach Ortmeyer and Coach Ficca, where again we respect the hell out of both of those individuals and every other head coach and assistant out there at LCCC.
I think we get along with the entire department.
Absolutely. I would not doubt that in one bit in my mind. But again, out of respect to those entities, again, who are below that admin, who have to now look up and try to figure out what the hell is going on at LCCC, at least in that administrative role. Again, out of respect to them, we are going to stick with LCCC with this contract and still carry those contests. But hopefully this is not a butting of heads, or at least we figure out, at least in that admin role, that we have someone that's going to work with us, or we find someone that will work and has athletics in the positive and right direction mindset to get this, at least these programs in that winning tradition.
Well, and also, too, and again, to, add another log to the fire, where's the board? Where's this elected board of LCCC at? You need to step up.
They're probably on vacation.
No, wait a minute. You need to step up to the plate right now, because this is going to hurt the institution.
I think the board. I think the board's probably too scared to do anything.
This decision right now is going to hurt LCCC.
Oh yeah.
And again,
you're already seeing the ripple effect right now.
Oh, and again,
this is 3 days after the announcement on Friday. You're already seeing the ripple effect, and again, for Dr. Joe Schaefer, what you do right now, again, in my opinion, you should have, as we alluded to it, or at least I recommended about a month ago, when we learned about Clark Rasmussen being, at least with him leaving this at least athletic role, AD role at LCCC, I basically came out and said, hey, take your time with this. Do your due diligence and find the right person that's going to be committed to him. You don't tag him with an interim role. You don't put a term limit on it. You find that guy that's going to give you, guy or gal, that's going to give you their full effort, who is first and foremost all about your athletics, willing to work with your head coaches, and trying to get these programs in the top levels, keep them in that top level, in if not bring banners to the city of Cheyenne, whether it is in volleyball, basketball, or soccer. And you failed. Well, you failed with this decision of what you did on Friday. And for Dr. Joe Schaefer, again, out of my recommendation is you take your time again. You would have to rescind this decision. In my opinion, I think that's the best thing to do is rescind this, as much as it's going to make him look stupid. But, hey, that's the role he's kind of put himself in at this point in time. But I think that's the best role. Well, that's the best decision right now for LCCC is to do what I told you and take your time, do your due diligence, and find the right person to get stability.
And here's the thing is, too, how many more black eyes do you want to deliver on that institution? Again, we're trying to promote you. Yeah. We've done everything in our possible ways to promote
We're the LCCC banner flag in this town.
Yeah, again, there is nobody else that jumps forward to say, hey, we're going to,
You don't see any.
Besides, you have the paper. No, wait a minute. The paper does what it's supposed to do. It doesn't cover the basketball like we do, but it's there for the soccers and what have you.
Where's the other? I'm just saying, in the media entities, are they out there at every game?
No, but again,
are they doing a coaching show like that? We are as well.
We're trying to promote at least the athletic side of LCCC
because we have again. We promote.
You keep sticking a fork in our eye. Yeah. You know what? You're killing me. You're just killing me. And it's like you have no remorse for these decisions you make. Maybe you should get out of the decision-making business. That's it. Simple.
Possibly. Is it time to call for at least that resignation? I think this might be the opportunity. I think right now for LCCC, it's something that it should be serious to think about.
The elected board needs to get off its butt.
I think they're on vacation, to be honest.
I don't care. They need to get together, and they need, again, the elected board of LCCC needs to get together, because you are going to have more than just Larry Proletti whining and griping to you. You're going to have the community on your tails and going, what the hell's going on out here?
I hope they're already feeling it, because, again, that ripple effect is already starting right now. It is growing and growing by the day out here in the city of Cheyenne, and who knows, throughout Region 9, throughout the state. This could extend pretty far. And again, as long as it stays its course, this seems like it can get uglier and uglier right now for LCCC and the athletics out there.
Well, we got to move into the 4 o'clock hour. Just I got to go take a blood pressure pill. We will be right back after these words.
This is 1480 KRAE Cheyenne.
Also being heard on translator K266CC Cheyenne at 101.1 FM.
What you are about to hear is a sports talk radio show unlike any other that has ever before been broadcast in the capital city of Cheyenne, Wyoming, USA. This is Cheyenne, Wyoming's Sports Talk Authority. The Wyoming Cowboys, the Denver Broncos, the Colorado Rockies, and the Denver Nuggets. The show is local, it's regional, and yes, the show is national as well. Wyoming Sports Talk Today is on the air. If they're talking sports on the radio in Cheyenne, this is the place it happens. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
Hour number 2 of Wyoming Sports Talk Today is being brought to you by Mondello's Pizzeria at 1507 Stillwater Avenue, Suite D in the Greenway Commons, open Monday through Sunday. We also want to thank First Year Bank at 1508 Stillwater Avenue, open Monday through Friday. Lennox Auto Body and the Auto Glass and Detail Center, the Auto Body Shop over on Dunn Avenue, and the Auto Glass and Detail Center over on Pershing Boulevard.
What are you, out of breath, fat boy?
Well, I had to go run to the water fountain and get some water.
You don't see me running. I'm holding out like a trooper.
You don't run. That's your problem.
I run faster than you. I guarantee that.
Yeah, especially when I'm changing.
I don't even think you could even spell run at this point.
R-U-N.
All right, now do it.
Medicap Pharmacy, also on Bluegrass or over on Bluegrass Circle next door to Texas Roadhouse. We want to thank Platte Valley Bank ×2, where you will find Rick and the gang over on Vanda High, and, of course, the east side location of the corner of College and Pershing. Kia of Cheyenne over on Nation Way. Chick-fil-A at the corner of Windmill and Delrange, directly across from Powers Field and Menards. Again, right now, just for a limited time. Try their Strawberry Passion Tea Lemonade and their Smokehouse Barbecue Bacon Sandwich. We also want to thank Jolly Rogers RV Sales and Service over on Highway 30. And most importantly, Taco John's of Cheyenne. Of course, South Greeley Highway location being rebuilt. So make sure you are doing your bidding over at the Taco John's food truck, usually over in the Outlaw Saloon parking lot. And we get things underway. Our scoreboard is being brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne. Here's Nick, who doesn't do anything.
I do plenty. Again, I didn't see you booking Post 6 on this show.
Hey, I was running, getting water. Running.
Yeah, I doubt that. Cheyenne Post 6 says, talk about them. They were in action this past weekend looking at Saturday's doubleheader and Sunday's contest. Saturday game number 1 against Colorado Aces. It was a 4-3 victory, as mentioned beforehand. Saturday game number 2 against the Seattle Select. It was a 4-2 victory for Cheyenne Post 6. And Sunday's semifinal contest against the Triple Crown Colorado team. Unfortunately, it was a 6-0 loss for Post 6. So 2-1 between those 2 days. For Cheyenne Post 6, they stand at 35-15 overall. For the Cheyenne Mustangs, they were in action as well, too, this past weekend, Friday and Saturday, or at least including Thursday as well, too. No Sunday contest due to at least moving up the championship game to Saturday as well. But the Mustangs competing in their own Mustang Summer Classic at Powers Field here in town. Friday, lone contest against Liberty Common that afternoon. Fortunately, lost that game 5-4. Seeing that same Liberty Common team on Saturday in game 1 of the doubleheader, they got the victory 11-10 over that team. Cheyenne Mustangs also, too, game 2 against the Triple Crown team. Lost that game 16-3. So going 1-2 between Friday and Saturday, Cheyenne Mustangs stand at 15-7 overall. Actually, 15-17. I think I said 7. 15-17.
Yeah, get your numbers right. Boy, you're dyslexic.
Well, it feels like
you're dyslexic.
It's surprising. Again, they played so few games due to the weather. Again, it feels like they barely played.
Major League Baseball. Blue Jays have beaten the Royals in an early contest today, 11-4 in the Rogers Center. 5 o'clock games, and it's a light schedule for Major League Baseball. Cubs and the Pirates at PNC. Orioles Rays at the Trop, Brewers Reds at Great American Ballpark in the 6 o'clock hour. The Rangers playing host to the Angels at Globe Life Park. And at Petco tonight, Giants and the Padres will hook up. That's it for Major League Baseball. Our scoreboard brought to you by Pepsi of Cheyenne.
Yo, this is your cup holder talking. You know me, the little round thing between your car seats. Now, listen, we need to talk. Now, I normally have a nice cold bottle of Mountain Dew in me, but at the moment, I'm empty. That's right, no Mountain Dew. Nothing in here but a couple of quarters and a dime. A fully capable cup holder like me just carrying your loose change, it's embarrassing. Look, I'm not made for loose change. I'm round like a bottle of Mountain Dew. Glistening, cold, and delicious. I'm made to keep Mountain Dew within reach at all times, so you're never far from that incredible bold citrus kick whenever you need it. Just inches from your hand. So find a store already, grab some Dew, toss it back, then place that bottle where it belongs, and put that loose change back in your pocket. Mountain Dew. Do the Dew.
Got something to say? Then get it off your chest right now. Phone lines are open at 307-514-1071. Make your opinion count and call the show. Wyoming Sports Talk today.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk today. Interesting first hour as we move now into our second hour. And
yeah, we'll move away from the LCCC debacle, but at least keep it on the theme of at least basketball out there, I guess. This weekend, as you know, we had that issue to deal with, but free agency started last night, or at least it got ramped up, and a lot of
guys signed.
A lot of people committed to places, and last night it felt like. It seemed like everyone in the NBA found a new team at this point in time. And we'll start off with the big one where what we learned earlier in that afternoon yesterday that Kevin Durant was going to go at least online, I think via Instagram. I can't remember the account, but again, it is his own account, not his personal one, but a business account, where our understanding was he was going to unveil of what team he was going to sign with later that Sunday night, which he did, and we found that out where it was posted, maybe 5-ish, 6 o'clock here, that Kevin Durant did agree to a 4-year, $164 million contract with Unfortunately, the Brooklyn Nets. On top of that as well, too, with the Brooklyn Nets, how about picking up Kevin Durant? They picked up in the grand sweepstakes, one Kyrie Irving from the Boston Celtics. They signed him to a 4-year, $142 million contract to join out there in Brooklyn, New York.
All right, let's stop.
So that was the two big ones from yesterday.
Let's stop. Again, Kevin Durant, 4-year deal, 164. Year one.
And that's the max that Brooklyn could have offered.
Year one, a wash.
Is a wash, yeah. So
he's not playing
at
all.
Yeah, so 3 years essentially at $164 million.
Yeah. So you're going to pay the Cat 50. Let me get the old math out here. Almost $55 million for 3 years to play.
Possibly. But it did again. Us standing here as Warrior fans, again, there was an outside shot that he could have returned to the Golden State Warriors, but hey, it's his decision. It's now his 4th NBA franchise that he'll now play for. But again, as a fan of the Golden State Warriors, as a fan of also to one Kevin Durant, happy for the guy. You can't sell short. Again, not upset with his decision. It happens all the time in NBA. Again, something that you've kind of complained about, or others have kind of complained about. Of there is no loyalty.
There is no loyalty
in the NBA.
I'm not going to go any further on that.
But again, I'm not going to go against Kevin Durant of his decision. Again, 3 seasons with the Warriors, 2 championships, at least bringing also to at least with an NBA Finals MVP guy. He was brought in to win championships for the Warriors. And he did.
And he could have had a 5-year, $210 million deal with the Warriors. They would have picked up his rehab year.
I think with anything with Kevin Durant, of what we heard from Andre Iguodala going back to that interview and the book tour that he was on, do I blame Kevin Durant from getting away from the Golden State Warriors, where we even talked about it, of that ownership, that front office kind of pushing one Kevin Durant to get back into these finals a few weeks ago, trying to get him back and win another championship, get that 3-peat for the Warriors. It sounds like maybe there was a little frustration, maybe a little bad blood, whether it was between Kevin Durant and that front office, whether it was also too with the ownership, where maybe that rubbed him the wrong way, and this kind of set him in that direction to head out to Brooklyn. Right. Now, the interesting thing as well, too, why Brooklyn got this guy, along with Kyrie Irving and a few other entities, and they also, too, are losing one player to the Warriors. But interesting little factoid that came out last night as well, too, is that the New York Knicks, who are also, too, on that board to land one Kevin Durant, the interesting little factoid was that the Knicks were a little hesitant. They didn't want to offer the full, at least max contract that Brooklyn did, due to the fact that he is injured. So again, you're losing 1 year, so 3 years essentially of what you're going to get of play time, possibly, and also 2 of will he recover from this injury. So it sounded like the Knicks weren't all about footing that bill for a possibility, or at least a question mark of will he be the same player? Will he be healthy as well, too, in year 2 after this 1 year, at least, kind of rehabilitation for one Kevin Durant? So the Knicks were hesitant to give him that full money. They wanted him, but they didn't want to invest fully into him, unlike Brooklyn.
And nothing against Julius Randle, but if I'm a New York Knicks fan, I'm staying away. I'm returning my season tickets.
I don't think anyone has season tickets at this point in Madison Square Garden, because who cares? The Knicks are going to be terrible.
They get Randle for a 3-year, $63 million
whoop-de-doo
ticket. Yeah, exactly.
He's a good player, but is it something that the Knicks are now competitive in the East? No. Not even far. They're far from it. Looking at a few other big names.
Let's stop here real quick. Stop.
I'll figure it out.
No, because Durant leaves, Iguodala also leaves too.
Well, he was traded. He was traded to the Memphis Grizzlies in a interesting kind of maneuver that they did, where
it was a salary cap move.
Yeah, it was a salary cap move where
and Livingston's also gone too, if I'm not mistaken.
No, that has not come official. I don't know where you're reading that at.
Well, I know they were doing something with Livingston's salary.
Possibly, but Livingston is still, at least he's a free agent, but again, he's not been moved or signed or anything at this point in time. So we do know the pieces that are moving from the Warriors is one, Kevin Durant, the other one being Andre Iguodala, who is now going to be a Memphis Grizzly. So, hey, it is what it is. Hey, best of luck to you, Andre. Again, love the years that you gave to the Golden State Warriors. Again, also, too, an NBA Finals MVP as well, too, in that at least first championship win against the Cleveland Cavaliers. So, nothing but respect for the guy.
You thought he was going to possibly retire this year.
I thought so. I figured he'd kind of ride off in the sunset and, go out somewhat on top, so to speak. Again, they missed out on that championship, but I figured he might have with this book tour kind of focused on something else post NBA. But now going to the Memphis Grizzlies, you hate to say it, but he's kind of going to a place where his career is going to probably end on a sour note unless Memphis finds a way to just move him off.
Well, and here's what's happening. If you see the deal, everything that's going on. So let's go back to D'Angelo Russell. He agrees to a 4-year, $117 million contract with the Warriors as part of a sign and trade with the Nets.
Yeah.
Trayvon Graham and Shabazz Napier are going to the Warriors from Brooklyn. Now, Golden State is sending Napier, Graham, and cash to Minnesota. The Warriors are sending Andre Iguodala and a future first-round pick to Memphis. So, again, dumping salary are the Warriors right now. Now, they did re-sign Klay Thompson.
Yeah, that has been official. 5-year, at least $190 million contract with the Warriors. So Klay is part of that, at least core. Again, he will return. You still have Steph locked up. You still have Draymond locked up. And now you will have D'Angelo Russell for 4 years with the Golden State Warriors. So right now, there is this dynasty is not dead, so to speak, for the Warriors.
It's got problems, though.
Again, adding D'Angelo Russell, you filled somewhat of a void. Obviously, Kevin Durant is a big void to fill, but it is something where, as a fan, or at least regarding this team, D'Angelo Russell, he can ball. He's a good athlete, and we saw those years with Brooklyn of what his potential can be. Now, will this be a nice stepping stone, or at least a nice little climb up the ladder of greatness for D'Angelo Russell heading to the Warriors? I'd like to think so. I think Steve Kerr and that staff absolutely could elevate this guy into a better caliber player. Again, he is an all-star as well. So right now for the Golden State Warriors, losing Kevin Durant, it hurts. Mm-hmm. You have to move on. And they moved on in a good way. At least picking up D'Angelo Russell. Again, you'd love to have Kevin Durant a part of your team, but again, it's not a bad substitution with D'Angelo being a part of the team. Again, a young, talented athlete, an all-star caliber player who has high potential, and now being a part of this Warriors team to learn and maybe grow into a bigger and better athlete. I like the direction. I like where this is showing to me that the Golden State Warriors, yes, they're focused on winning again 2020, but they're also looking towards the future of what is possible for this team.
Now, here's what the Warriors are going to do. As they made a statement today on thanking Kevin Durant.
Well, they did it for Andre as well.
Yeah, and they're announcing that no player will ever wear number 35 again. They're retiring number 35. It says right here.
Well, that's good. You can read all you want, but at least in my opinion is, again, was Kevin Durant that big for the franchise, for the Golden State Warriors? Is he that memorable as a player? In my opinion, not really. Not to have the number retired and no one else could wear number 35. I think it's just Warriors ownership showing respect towards what he did and giving them the opportunity to be a part of that team. But does he deserve it? Like, again, a Rick Barry who spent his career with the Warriors, or at least majority of it, with the run
Same
team.
with Chris Mullins.
Yeah, Mullins, again, the run TMC kind of crew. I mean, does he deserve it? Not in my opinion. It's an interesting move by the Warriors, but, hey, it's their franchise. They'll do whatever. But, oh, well. I think it's more just a peace offering to say, hey, Kevin, sorry about what happened this year with the finals. We apologize. Here's a little peace offering towards you.
Couple of Nugget news, just for argument's sake here.
As the Nuggets have been quiet in the free agency.
Well,
but
Jamal Murray agreed to a 5-year, $170 million contract extension with the Nuggets, and Paul Millsap has his $30 million team option exercised by the Nuggets. So they basically kept pieces to their puzzle.
Which is to be expected. I mean, the Nuggets, they don't really need to make moves. Again, if this team is in the direction that most believe it's going to be, again, a team that was in the second seed in the Western Conference last year, all they have to look forward to next season is getting that number 1 seed and eventually at least venturing off farther in the playoffs. Nuggets really don't need to do anything except for lock up those pieces, which they did. Going back to the Brooklyn Nets situation, also would be remiss if we did not mention as well that DeAndre Jordan did sign a 4-year, $40 million contract with the Brooklyn Nets. So with Kevin Durant, with Kyrie Irving, and now DeAndre Jordan part of this Nets team, you now got a new big three in the Eastern Conference. Right. And I think right now the Nets, Looking at the Vegas odds, as much as again, that's fun and you can't really read into it, but Nets, I think, vaulted up to about 18-1 favorites after yesterday of winning the NBA championship. I think they're going to be they're not a threat this season upcoming.
Next season, yeah.
But yeah, 2 years from now, they'll be an absolute threat for that championship. But is this something where do we expect the Brooklyn Nets to be in the NBA Finals year in and year out, at least for those contract lengths? Again, all four of those, at least three of those entities have 4-year contracts. Do we anticipate 3 years of Brooklyn Nets going straight to the NBA Finals? Is this the new Miami Heat team dynasty in the East?
No. I don't think so.
I think it has a possibility. I really do. And I think
Kevin Durant aging.
I think that's more so Kevin Durant. He is aging, but he is still a top-level player.
I know he is, but we don't. Again, he's a question mark coming back.
That is the other thing about Kevin Durant. Will he be the same?
He's a $160 million question mark.
If he is the same, though, I think the Nets have a good possibility to be that potential Eastern representative, like the Cavaliers, like the Miami Heat. That could be back-to-back-to-back
again,
years.
even if you get 3/4 to 90% Kevin Durant, I guess he's still a top-level basketball player. I'm not going to take anything away from his game. I don't think you're going to get a 100% Kevin Durant back on the floor.
Probably not. Again,
and
as much as his legs have been killing,
I think he's going to be off injured.
And that's what's been happening to him over recent years is he is getting off injured. Those legs are starting to kill him at this point in time. And will he be 100%? I have a hard time believing it. I know the guy is going to give 110% in rehab to get back to that level. I would not doubt he has that heart and determination. And again, all respect for Kevin Durant. I hope he does get to that 100% level. But will he be able to? Will he have a full season back healthy, at least coming up in 2021? I hate to say it, but I just don't see it. Again, the guy, those legs are starting to give out on one Kevin Durant, and it sucks to say that.
Yeah. Of the top 30 available players yesterday, 4 remain unsigned, surprisingly enough. Yeah. Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah, Kawhi,
top of the list.
Who is going to be with L.A. teams, I do believe, today. So both with the Lakers and the Clippers. So it's pretty much of a split between will he go to the Clips or the Lakers?
Would he go to Oakland? I mean, with San Francisco? Could the Warriors again, they're unloading a lot of salary cap money right now.
They are, but I think right now the Warriors are they have their original crew there. Again, that staff, again, with Draymond, with Clay, with Steph, that can still get it done.
And again, Clay is out till February.
That's true too. But again, that's where D'Angelo Russell comes into.
At least you still have room for one more star. So, and again,
that could be DeMarcus. So again, do you give DeMarcus some money or at least re-sign him? Indications are showing that he's not going to be a Warrior, that he might return back to the at least to the Kings as a possibility, as much as Sacramento has been outright saying of, hey, we don't want you, DeMarcus. We don't want you back.
Go back to the Pelicans?
No, I don't think that's going to happen, as much as that should be the darling team.
All right, so you got Leonard, you got Cousins, you got Danny Green, who's unsigned.
Danny Green.
He's aging.
Yeah, he's aging, but indications are showing that he may just return back to the Toronto Raptors. But we'll see what happens there.
And Marcus Morris.
Yeah, Marcus Morris. We'll see what happens there. Other than that, though, I mean, obviously the big key right now is to figure out where Kawhi does, but it sounds like he's just heading off to Los Angeles, so just adds into more of that there in the at least Pacific Division. So we'll see what happens there. Looking at a few other, at least that was
that you?
Yeah, it was mine.
You.
Whatever. Don't even.
No, I thought it was Wonder Dog.
No, it wasn't. But looking at a few other names that did move on as of yesterday, one interesting move that I at least saw in the Pacific Division, and it's a maneuver out of the Northwest, so it's a nice little piece for Nuggets fans to not worry about this cat in Utah anymore. But Ricky Rubio signed a 3-year, $51 million contract to go to the Phoenix Suns, where, again, Utah had a building team, a Utah Jazz team that was looking promising in the Western Conference, especially in that Northwest Division, to be a thorn in the side for the Denver Nuggets. Again, Ricky Rubio, he's had his injuries, he's had his moments. He looked like he was getting better playing for that Utah Jazz team. But him on the move to the Phoenix Suns, very interesting move right there.
Right. Well,
credit to Phoenix picking him up, but I mean, for Utah, how you let this one go?
They showed him the money. Correct me if I'm wrong. Former Warrior Harrison Barnes agrees to a deal with the Kings.
Well, he's staying with the Kings.
Yeah,
he was with Sacramento, and again did agree to return to Sacramento.
Obviously, he sees something there besides a lot of money.
Well,
but he's also aging as well.
And I think Sacramento has a lot of promise as well, too, in the Pacific. They're a developing team as well. We see them trying to improve year in and year out. They're still on the outside looking into the playoffs. And I think even with the signings that they did have, it's nothing that's going to be world-breaking or at least get them into the playoffs. But it does show that ownership and that team is trying to look at the future and trying to get back a winning nature.
So we would hand the pinball crown to the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, they won free agency. There's no doubt about it.
And I would also give a runner-up trophy to the Denver Nuggets. Yeah, you kept a couple of your key pieces in place. I may not be a Paul Millsap fan.
Should I give them a participation award for stuff that they should have done? Not really.
Well, but they didn't hurt themselves, though, yesterday. You got to remember.
Yeah, but was it ever in question? The only piece that was in question, it was more Paul Millsap of would he just kind of go off or would the Nuggets just basically toss him away? Again, Paul Millsap is not a make-or-break player if they were to lose Paul Millsap, so to speak. I think for the Nuggets, again, they did what they needed to do yesterday.
Who got hurt yesterday? The Warriors did. They lost Durant. They lost Iguodala.
They got hurt in some way, but I still look at with D'Angelo Russell getting a part of that team that this team is not. They're not done. This is not the demise of the franchise or the demise of the dynasty.
Didn't say that, right?
You made it sound like it, but
no, I'm just saying they hurt.
They're not big.
They got hurt yesterday.
They got hurt a bit, but they recovered. Again, they put them all, at least a small patch on the big, at least gash, so to speak, there in the Warriors franchise. But like I said, it wasn't as massive as what I think the biggest loser yesterday was. The biggest loser, at least of free agency, was the New York Knicks.
Well, as
without a doubt,
the franchise is in total. It's in a total case of stupid right now.
Yeah,
the owner is just got to go.
Well, and fans out there in New York want him to go, but he is not. He said that I'm not. He's committed of saying, "Hey, I'm going to stick around and control
destroy this franchise as best I can."
Pretty much.
And he's doing a great job. All right, we do need to take a timeout. We're going to come back, and we'll have more after these words here on 1480 KRAE.
Taco John's presents Olay the Day Pep Talks.
Human history has shown anything is possible with inspiration and hard work. The 4-minute mile, a man on the moon, a water skiing squirrel, and now sirloin steak burritos from Taco John's.
Sirloin steak burritos are back at Taco John's. Stuffed with hand-carved sirloin steak and bold flavors like the melty, savory grilled cheese steak burrito, plus steak and shrimp or steak and potato olays. And for the morning, 2 steak and egg breakfast burritos. Sirloin steak burritos are back, but only for a limited time. Olay the Day at Taco John's.
Don't move firewood. Firewood can carry insects and diseases that kill trees. Remember to always get firewood as close to your destination as possible. Burn firewood where you buy or gather it. Trees in towns and forests are threatened by native and exotic insects and diseases that can hitch a ride in a load of firewood. Let's keep forests healthy so we can continue to enjoy camping, hiking, hunting, and fishing. Brought to you by the Wyoming State Forestry Division in cooperation with the U.S. Forest Service.
Introducing Digital Wallet, a new way to pay with Platte Valley Bank. Add your Platte Valley Bank debit card to Google Pay, Samsung Pay, or Apple Pay, and have the ability to make purchases with just your phone. It's secure, simple, and accepted by millions of merchants worldwide. Try it today or check out pvbank.com for more information.
Right now, it's time to head over to Jolly Rogers RV Sales, Parts, and Service for low prices on outstanding RVs in Wyoming. Your local, exclusive Jayco dealer wants you to check out their closeout deals as well as their 2019 inventory of trailers, fifth wheels, and toy haulers. You can save up to 30% on select models with approved credit. You can find them at 6102 East Highway 30. Jolly Rogers RV Sales, Parts, and Service is a proud sponsor of LCCC men's and women's basketball, also our local high school teams too.
When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think authentic Italian. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think made fresh from scratch. When you say Mondello Pizzeria, think great pizza, delicious Philly cheesesteak, superb hot and cold Italian sandwiches, meatballs, sausage, and special subs. calzones, crisp salads, and great service. When you say Mondello's Pizzeria, think unmatched Italian taste. Mondello's Pizzeria, 1507 Stillwater Avenue, your only true Italian stop for lunch or dinner.
If it happens on the diamond, the hardwood, the field, or even the ice, we'll talk about it on Wyoming Sports Talk today. Hi, this is Nick Peretti inviting you to join Larry Peretti and myself each weekday from 3 to 5 p.m. as we, along with our special guests, talk sports locally, regionally, and nationally. And you can chat with us too at 307-514-1071. It's Wyoming Sports Talk today only on 1480 KRAE, and you can stream live with us at 1480krae.com.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise for today, partly sunny with showers likely and a possible thunderstorm this afternoon. Some of these storms could be severe with large hail and damaging winds. Look for a daytime high of 78. For tonight, it's going to be mostly cloudy with a chance for showers and thunderstorms. Some of these storms could be severe with large hail and damaging winds. Are low down to 53. And Tuesday's forecast calling for a mostly sunny day. Expected daytime high near 79 with showers likely and a possible thunderstorm during the afternoon.
You bleed brown and gold? So do we. Wyoming Cowboys football and basketball is always front and center on the show. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today, and it's here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Back on Wyoming Sports Talk today for a Monday. Interesting, as we were talking about basketball, let's go and cool off on the ice right now because free agent signings are taking place right now.
Yeah, it's underway
in the
earlier
NHL.
today. Yeah, as everything ramped up last night for NBA, NHL is ramping up today as it opened up today. For NHL free agency. So looking at Colorado did make some moves, but looking at some big names throughout the league where they ended up landing. We'll start at the top with a guy who was highly touted, former Colorado Avalanche player, forward Matt Duchene, signed 7 years. $56 million, so average about $8 million a year to go join the Nashville Predators. So interesting move by there. I think for Nashville, at least picking up Matt Duchene, who has had some questionable years, can still be a top-level talent. Does help out that line. Obviously, will be part of that first line, being a forward and bringing some offensive presence out there to Nashville. Not a bad move. I think not a bad move. And again, 7 years to invest in this guy. He's still getting into his prime. He's not past it clearly. I think for Nashville, this is something where does it elevate him top in the Western Conference now? Does it vault him past the Winnipeg Jets of being one of the best in that Central Division?
But
no.
it's a question mark. You don't know which Matt Duchene's going to show up.
That is true, too.
So, I mean, I think maybe the change of scenery is going to do him some good.
Possibly.
Because Nashville is a contender. We'll give them that. They're a contender/pretender. They're almost there. They were there a couple years ago. Last year, this past season, they fell flat on their rear ends in the playoffs.
I think for the Nashville, they're more on a downward kind of slope at this point where, we were talking about they were NHL, at least Stanley Cup final bound. You're in, or at least one of the favorites to represent out of the West. Now it seems like Nashville's kind of pulling that Denver Nuggets move or any other franchise that we see where, hey, we make it to the playoffs. That's good and dandy. But we're still not winning that championship.
Next level.
We're seeing that where, again, they're unloading pieces, but also trying to revitalize, if not bring in new faces to this team. So you wonder, will it pay out dividends for the, at least, Nashville Preds? Possibly. Again, he had a decent year last year with the Blue Jackets. But will it be consistent, be it in that new scenery now with Nashville? We'll see.
Yeah, I mean, you go down the list here, Nick, and you look at all of the players that signed with teams.
Well, you could go down to at least with the Florida Panthers and something that we talked with Victoria on Friday that she alluded to and at least talked about where this team, at least of her pick, was a team that's going to be in the playoffs next year if they are able to get these pieces at least in.
They got their forward.
Yeah, at least for the Florida Panthers also, too. They picked up their goalie, though, Bobrovsky, where he signed 7 years, $66.5 million, averaging about $9.5 million. So they locked up their goalie, where, again, they're dealing with that issue. And, again, you already have the well-known, solidified coach there with Joe Quenneville. We saw what he can do, whether it was in Chicago. He won championships out there with the Blackhawks. He showed some promise with the Colorado Avalanche back in the day where he wasn't winning championships, but they were a pretty good force in the Western Conference. But interested to see, will this translate where, again, Joe Quenneville has probably the toughest gig right now to revitalize this Florida franchise that is just, it's not known for winning.
Well, and the Panthers today opened up the checkbook. They spent $70 million.
And if I'm a Florida Panthers fan, which there's probably not a whole lot of, but at this point in time, you got to be excited what this franchise has done. And right now, this ownership in this front office is committed and shown they want to win. They want to be like a Carolina. They want to be like a Columbus Blue Jackets team where, hey, we've had our rough seasons. Let's get back out there. Let's win. Not necessarily get to the Stanley Cup Finals out of the East, but let's get back into the playoffs. And I think right now, what we saw today, what we see in the offseason, again, with that Joe Quenneville signing as a head coach, right now Florida is committed that they have shown, and they're showing to their fans, whoever that may be, that they want to win. And I give them all respect.
Well, and I stand corrected. They picked up 4 players today. $96 million they spent.
They got, again, Florida has a lot of money, because they've not been paying. They basically have a young roster. If not, it's either a very young roster that they brought up and developed, or either an aging veteran lineup where they just try to get some vets in to help out, teach those young guys. So Florida was one of those franchises that had a lot of money to spend, and they certainly did it. And I think they did it in good spots, again, especially addressing the goalie situation with Bobrovsky, getting him signed for 7 years.
And you got Brett Connolly, and then you also picked up Noel, I hope I say this right, Ciari for 3 years, $5 million. And they also signed today, and he got a bigger paycheck. If I scroll it down here, Anton Strawman, 3 years, $16.5 million.
Yeah.
I mean, they were not afraid to open up the checkbook today.
Yeah, they went pretty aggressive in the free agency market, and I think Florida won pretty big today so far in this, at least day one of free agency, where they addressed the needs. They addressed it very well. And this team does look like it has some promise out there in the Eastern Conference to be, at least make some waves, and if not, maybe kick a team or two out of the playoffs to at least be aggressive and get in there as a possibility. Looking down, at least down the line.
I would say out of the 46 signings today, correct me if I'm wrong, the Avalanche only had the one, right?
Yeah, they had the one, and again, we had the trade on at least Friday as well, too. So, Avs, I think Victoria, when we talked with her last Friday, again, Avs really didn't need to do a whole lot. They got pieces in there, kind of like the Nuggets, where all that you need to do is focus on your core, maybe even take up a few entities from your Colorado Eagles squad down in the AHL, who is developing, again, a playoff-bound team year in and year out at this point in time. The Avalanche didn't really need to make a whole big splash. Now, they have money to spend, but not great deals of at least amount. But I think for the Avalanche, what they did, they didn't really need to do much. You have a team that's up and coming. Look at what we saw last year. Surprised the world of being competitive with the Nashville Predators in round 1 as a wild card. You got past that by upsetting the number 1 seed in the West as a wild card this season and being competitive with the San Jose Sharks team that you pushed all the way to Game 7, if not should have won that series due to a blown offsides call. But other than that, though, again, this Avalanche team of what the core is that is all signed, and also to signing some young names and young faces to that franchise, Avs don't need to do a lot. They're up and coming. They're in the right direction right now with what they have.
And it looks like the player they picked up, though, again, adds to that mix.
Yeah.
So, again, with the Avalanche, as you say, up and coming, and,
They didn't need to be aggressive. In my opinion, they don't need to be aggressive because, again, right now...
Yeah, but you're not going to walk away from a talented player that's sitting there wanting to go elsewhere.
That's true, but I think for the Avalanche, they didn't need to be as aggressive like a Dallas or a Nashville or a Florida. They didn't need to be that aggressive because we see the trajectory right now for this franchise. It's going northward. Right now, the Avs, as I mentioned with the Vegas odds, they're the fifth best team. They're tied with 3 others at 10-1 odds to win the Stanley Cup. So this Avalanche team doesn't really need to be aggressive. It's kind of the same with the Vegas Golden Knights. Same with the Tampa Bay Lightning. They have solid cores. They don't need to be aggressive in this free agent market right now. Because they don't. All you need to do is stand and believe in what you got.
And the Lightning really didn't go big time either. As a matter of fact, I was looking at what I think they got. It was a 1 year, $700,000. I mean, it was almost like they got this one cheap. Luke Shen, defenseman, 1 year, $700,000.
Like I said, for Tampa Bay, for Vegas, for a lot of these teams, even for the Boston Bruins, you don't. You don't need to be aggressive. You have a solid core. What's the point of going aggressive and let these other teams spend that money and be aggressive like that? So be it. Looking at least out of the Western Conference, a few other notable names. One, at least for the Dallas Stars, picking up the former captain, the former big name of the San Jose Sharks. That'd be one forward, Joe Pavelski, signing him for 3 years, $21 million, $7 million average per year.
Did that shock you?
No. It does shock me that San Jose did not re-sign him. All indications were showing that they would get him back, being a part of that Sharks franchise. But at least for the Dallas Stars, a team that was in the wild card position, also did get the upset last year over the Winnipeg Jets. This is a big move. This is a big boost to that front line. Again, adding this presence of what he did with San Jose, now taking it to the Dallas Stars. Stars are definitely a team now to absolutely watch in that already stacked Central Division. Where could they be competitive now? Maybe find their ways up the rung, so to speak, in that top 3 in the Central Division? I think it's a good possibility.
You know, the team I was surprised that was really quiet during this signing period were the Ducks. And this is a team that really is.
The Ducks are starting fresh. The Ducks are right now, Victoria alluded to that on Friday, where this is a team, but again, as a fan, watching what is going on with this franchise.
Watching it just die?
Well, what they're doing right now with the Anaheim Ducks is pretty much pushing the reset button, basically saying, hey, vets, thanks for your time here. It hasn't worked, and bye-bye. We saw that earlier this week where at least Anaheim mentioned that they were not going to re-sign Corey Perry. He did get picked up as well, too, by the Dallas Stars, only 1 year, $1.5 million, so they got him for cheap. But Corey Perry, as much as he's often injured, he is aging as well, to an aging vet, but he can provide good minutes on that ice for any team, and if he is healthy, that is the big thing. And I think that's why you're seeing a 1 year deal for Corey Perry, is you don't know what exactly you're going to get out of this guy. If he's healthy, Dallas got to steal, because he can add points, he can add goals, he adds quality minutes on that ice, and hopefully he'll be able to for the Dallas Stars. But going back to Anaheim Ducks, this is a team that is basically pulling a fresh restart, like a Florida, like a Colorado, and just saying, hey, vets, you had your fun. We got to move on. We got a new head coach, and they're going to go young. They're going to look to the San Diego Gulls, who are competitive as well in the AHL.
I think they're going to try to take a page out of the Avalanche.
I think that's
playbook.
Exactly what we're seeing right now, where, again, you look at bringing up Dallas Eakins from the San Diego Gulls, who is familiar with that franchise, familiar with those players, and is going to probably elect to move them on up northwards out of San Diego up to Anaheim to play there at the Honda Center and be a part of this franchise to revitalize. Anaheim is far from being playoff bound as they were a couple seasons ago and being dominant, a team that was consistent on making the playoffs. A franchise in its young existence is known for being very successful. Again, does have one Stanley Cup, which is more than the San Jose Sharks can say out there in that Pacific Division. Anaheim, it is going to be a young team, a developmental team, a team that is going to be on pace of what, as you mentioned again, with the Colorado Avalanche.
All right, we do need to take a timeout. We're going to save baseball for last. We're back after these words.
You can actually get something good for your health at a drive-thru window. When you order your next prescription from Medicap Pharmacy, call ahead and use our drive-thru window. Or you can call for free delivery. You can even log on to Medicap.com and order a prescription refill. Your Medicap pharmacist will call you to make arrangements for pickup or delivery.
Medicap Pharmacy will always make time for you.
Medicap Pharmacy, 1947 Bluegrass Circle, next to Texas Roadhouse in Cheyenne. Or call 635-3712.
Chick-fil-A is a proud supporter of our high school athletes at East, Central, and South. May the school year bring success to all of you. Before you start your day, stop by Chick-fil-A for a hearty, delicious, and satisfying breakfast. Only at Windmill and Del Range. Breakfast is served Monday through Saturday from 6 in the morning till 10:30 a.m. Breakfast with Chick-fil-A, the most important meal of the day at Windmill and Del Range. In life, you question everything. The same should be true when it comes to managing your wealth. What are your investment recommendations based on? How much are you paying in fees? And how can those fees impact your returns? Charles Schwab encourages investors to get engaged and ask tough questions. To learn more, call the Schwab Cheyenne branch at 307-459-0998 or visit schwab.com/Cheyenne. Charles Schwab and Company, Incorporated. Member SIPC. Some common things that can affect your personal or at-work computer. The worst of all is a virus. Secondly, it runs too slow because the hard drive is filled or something else internally is wrong, and it's in serious need of an upgrade. Before you get rid of it, let Lain at Affordable Computer Repair attack and fix those problems right away. Affordable Computer Repair is just that. So call 307-256-8971 and let Lanny's many years of computer service get your computer back up and running the way it should be so you don't miss a day of work or the personal use that you expect from it. He's worked on them all, so you'll feel confident he'll get the job done right. So don't junk it. Help is on the way from Affordable Computer Repair. Call 307-256-8971. Is the touchscreen on your phone or tablet cracked or broken? Buying a new device could cost up to $1,000. Or you could let the local experts at High West Digital Solutions save you hundreds of dollars. We can replace your touchscreen in as little as a day, and your satisfaction is guaranteed. Visit our website at hwds.com or call 307-245-4333 and speak to a real live human being. High West Digital Solutions, the best choice, the local choice, the right choice for you. First Tier Bank strives to remain competitive and offers some of the best CD rates in the community, as well as area banks and credit unions per Rate Watch reports. How does that make a difference to you? First Tier Bank can assist you in securing some of the best rates on CDs. First Tier Bank offers the personalized customer service you've grown accustomed to and deserve. Plus, feel confident that your finances are taken care of by a responsible, knowledgeable staff. Call 307-632-3500 and ask for Caitlin or Debbie. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Here's the latest weather forecast on 1480 KRAE.
Weather-wise for today, partly sunny with showers likely and a possible thunderstorm this afternoon. Some of these storms could be severe with large hail and damaging winds. Look for a daytime high of 78. For tonight, it's going to be mostly cloudy with a chance for showers and thunderstorms. Some of these storms could be severe with large hail and damaging winds. Are low down to 53. And Tuesday's forecast calling for a mostly sunny day. Expected daytime high near 79 with showers likely and a possible thunderstorm during the afternoon.
We're taking Cheyenne, Wyoming Sports Talk Radio to a whole new level. This is Wyoming Sports Talk Today.
Don't look at me. I think these people are completely nuts.
Stop this crazy thing! And it's only here on AM 1480 KRAE.
Welcome back to Wyoming Sports Talk Today, into the home stretch of our program. Once again, thank you again to Ty Lain, along with Travis Onisto, who joined us earlier in the program. We finally get back to baseball, Major League Baseball.
Sorry, I've kind of checked out again as the Giants are on pace right now to lose 92 games.
It's better than 100, right?
Yeah, it's not Baltimore bad, but it's getting there. Even though, at least for the Giants, getting back into the swing of things this past weekend against the Arizona Diamondbacks, doing well.
If you take a look at the Giants, they're playing well against the West.
Oh, yeah, they take care of business against the Rockies.
Everybody else.
Yeah, that's where they're doing most of their damage at. But other than that, though, hey, it's better than losing as they've been doing for at least majority of this season. But also, too, again, fun fact, at least as we're talking free agency, we're talking trades in other leagues, Madison Bumgarner, still part of this team. He tied Tim Lincecum's at least strikeout record, or at least his all-time at least presence in Giants history yesterday with his win against the Arizona Diamondbacks. So he's still a part of this team. Also, too, as we're about to get into the MLB All-Star roster, Will Smith, was elected to be at least
I have it right here in front of me.
I'm just saying he's elected to be a part of that roster, at least pitching staff, one of the starters, not a reserve. So, but Will Smith, again, a guy who has been touted to be eventually traded, has not yet, but is going to be an elective giant, at least representing in the MLB All-Star.
July 1st, Nick. It will ramp up big time now.
We'll see.
Well, and if you are a Rockies fan, there was 4 games against the Dodgers this weekend. All 4 games were, well contested. I think the best one was John Gray versus Clayton Kershaw, which ended in a 5-3 win for the Rocks in that one. That was probably the best pitched game.
Yeah.
But the bullpen of the Rockies, and again, I know the story.
I don't want to hear it at this point.
No, you know the story about Chad Bettis. Got to go. I think different locations for these guys might better their career.
Yeah.
I know Wade Davis comes in one night, he sucks like on Thursday night, then comes back on Saturday and pitches well. These guys are paid millions of dollars at one job.
Yeah.
One inning of work. Think about the millions of dollars you make to work one inning, on a nightly basis. And look back at a guy like Dennis Eckersley, who made a career out of the bullpen for the Athletics. And, he had one bad pitch to Kirk Gibson. But other than that, he had a Hall of Fame career.
And not to take away from your kind of diatribe or whatnot as well here, but at least as we're on the theme of pitchers and MLB, breaking news that just came across my feed about 9 minutes ago. I do want to at least mention and let folks know Los Angeles Angels pitcher Tyler Skaggs, who is a young and up-and-coming, only 27, one of their at least premier up-and-coming pitchers. Unfortunately, it has been announced that he has not at least passed away as of today. Police responded to a report of an unconscious man in a hotel room in Southlake, Texas, where he was pronounced dead at the scene. No foul play is at least suspected, and an investigation is ongoing, police said. So at least regarding the MLB family in the world, regarding baseball, the Angels franchise, unfortunately have to pass along that at least terrible news that, again, pitcher Tyler Skaggs at 27 has died out in Texas. Again, was found earlier this morning in his hotel room. And, again, this is breaking news that just came across my wire about 10 minutes ago.
Oh, by the way, the Angels and Rangers game has been postponed for tonight. No makeup date has been announced. That'll be to be determined. So, you just got that story as I did as well. All right, let's take a look at the all-star rosters and the starters. So for the National League, Wilson Contreras will be your catcher,
which is a new face compared to when Buster Posey usually get in that spot.
His second all-star appearance. Freddie Freeman will make his 4th all-star appearance at first base. Ketel Marte will be at second base. That's his first for the Diamondbacks. Javier Baez, his second appearance at shortstop. Nolan Arenado, 5th time as an all-star, will be at third base.
And out of all of National League starters, he got the most
votes.
Yeah, most votes at 51.9%. So, again, no surprise there. Arenado.
Christian Yelich from Milwaukee will be in right field. Cody Bellinger will be in the outfield as well. This is his second appearance. And Ronald Acuna is going to be in the outfield for Atlanta as well.
That's his first appearance as well, too. So some new faces, but other than that, though, again, as people want to complain about the rosters or snubs or anything like that, but looking at the National League starters, no complaints. I think it's a solid lineup. I think everyone there deserves to be in the positions that they are as starters as well, too. I think it's absolutely fine. Again, the only surprise is, again, nothing against Wilson Contreras, but you're so used to seeing either Yadier Molina or Buster Posey as your starter in the National League for at least a catcher. But given the nod to Wilson Contreras, who is having a good year with the Chicago Cubs, so good on him.
All right, let's look at the reserves. The backup catchers will be Grandel from Brewers and Realmuto from Phillies. First basemen will be Bell from the Pirates, Alonso from the Mets. Second base will be McNeil from the Mets and Moustakas from the Brewers. Shortstops will be Paul DeJong from the Cardinals. Trevor Story also was added as a reserve,
I guess.
Third baseman's Anthony Rendon from the Nats and Chris Bryant from the Cubs. Outfielders, how about this? David Dahl and Charlie Blackmon.
Those two make sense. Trevor Story as a reserve shortstop, I guess.
He was hitting about
Maybe.
280 when he went down.
I think Trevor Story's fortunate that at least Brandon Crawford's having a down year with the Giants, where I think of a reserve or at least a talented all-star, at least shortstop.
No.
He would be taking that.
No.
Again, come on. Trevor Story.
Story's having a way better year than Brandon Crawford.
No, I think that's what I'm just saying. He's very fortunate that at least Brandon Crawford is not having a good year.
All right, let's look at your starting pitchers. Soroka from the Braves, Mike Soroka, Jacob deGrom from the Mets, Max Scherzer from the Nats, Clayton Kershaw from the Dodgers, Ryu from the Dodgers, Walker Buehler from the Dodgers.
No surprise.
Can't argue, unfortunately, with the 3 Dodgers that are going. Also, Zach Greinke from the Diamondbacks, Luis Castillo from the Reds, Sandy Alcantara from the Marlins, Will Smith from the Giants, Kirby Yates, and Josh Hader from the Brewers. American League. Let's take a look at their starters. Behind the plate, Gary Sanchez having a good year for the Yankees.
Yeah, without a doubt. Again, second appearance for him in the All-Star game. No complaint there.
Carlos Santana at first base for Cleveland.
Which is surprising. It is his first appearance as an All-Star. He's a good talent, especially there with Cleveland. Just very shocking to see that that's his first year, but obviously with him as well getting the most percentage, at least votes, 49.2, obviously because, again, the All-Star game is being held in Cleveland, so getting that representation. But just very surprising that this is his first All-Star appearance.
How about getting the love for the Yankees second baseman?
This is surprising.
DJ LeMahieu?
Yeah.
He's having a great year.
Yeah. Go figure that, at least Colorado, it seemed like he was just getting tossed away to the Yankees.
How they let him go, yeah.
Yeah, so his third appearance and first for the New York Yankees, but good on you, DJ LeMahieu. That surprise, seeing that name of, I mean, he is having a good year, but it was just, did not expect him to have an All-Star caliber season with the Yankees.
Oh, I expected it. He's
I did it. I thought he was just getting tossed away by the Rockies of going, hey, have fun.
Jorge Polanco. No, I think he was basically salary cap money. That's probably why they, you got to remember the Rocks are cheap. Jorge Polanco at first base. Alex Bregman at, Jorge Polanco's first year. He's the shortstop. Alex Bregman at third base. Don't have a problem with that. From Houston, Mike Trout in the outfield.
How about for the LA Angels?
For the LA Angels, we have George Springer from Houston, his third. Michael Brantley, his fourth appearance. He's from Houston. Also, how about Hunter Pence? He tied for fourth. Or is that extra vote?
No, how about Hunter Pence as the DH? Again, as it's being played in Cleveland, so they'll have the DH position. So Hunter Pence, who is having a phenomenal year of being that DH role for the Texas Rangers, a team that is up and coming there in the AL West. Good on him. Again, fourth, he spent at least a couple seasons with the Giants getting representation, but his fourth year.
He's got a couple rings with the Giants. So,
Well, I'm just saying of all-star appearances he's had, I do believe at least two of them. But, again, Hunter Pence, no surprise there that he is the DH.
The reserves are James McCann for the White Sox, Jose Abreu for the White Sox at first base, second baseman Tommy La Stella from the Angels, shortstop Francisco Lindor from the Indians, third baseman Matt Chapman from the Athletics, who I think hit his 21st home run yesterday. Outfield, Mookie Betts from the Sox, Austin Meadows from the Rays, Joey Gallo from the Rangers, outfielder, second baseman Whit Merrifield from the Royals. Your DHs are J.D. Martinez from the Red Sox and Daniel Vogelbach from the M's.
I was going to say, before you get on to the pitchers, how about for reserves or even starters? Two names not on these lists. That is, it's not surprising, but it's a little shocking to see. One, Giancarlo Stanton, not a part of the All-Star starter reserves.
He's been hurt most of the season.
And say with also, too, one, Aaron Judge as well, too. But it's surprising at this point in time that beforehand of the season, you would assume both of those entities would be a part of the All-Star roster. But, again, injuries have been plaguing the Yankees, not terribly.
And I think that's a respect to, I guess, the fans.
I'm just saying, we've seen, whether it's even in the MLB, we've seen it in the NBA.
A popularity contest.
Yeah, especially in the NBA where, hey, this player's injured, but we still got to make him an All-Star. Right. Surprised that neither of those two found a way, snuck their way at least onto those reserves.
I agree, and I think the fans did justice by the players.
Absolutely.
Pitchers will be Justin Verlander from the Astros, Garrett Cole from the Astros, Lucas Giolito from the White Sox, Mike Minor from the Rangers, Jake Odorizzi from the Twins, Marcus Stroman from the Blue Jays, John Means from the Orioles, Charlie Morton from the Rays. Also out of the pen will be Ryan Presley from the Astros, Shane Green from the Tigers, Brad Hand from the Indians, and Aroldis Chapman from the Yankees. You know me in the All-Star game, I'm to the point now where
I don't tune in.
No, I tune into the introductions.
Yeah.
I watch about the first inning, and then I'm done.
I'll watch the home run derby, the introductions, and that does it, at least at this point in time. Now, when it had the World Series on the line, absolutely I was invested because it was a game that mattered, and it was, okay, who's going to get that home field advantage in the World Series? But now, as we're post-it, and, is it for the better? Possibly, but the game itself, it's on the same vein of NBA All-Star, on the same vein of the Pro Bowl. I don't care. I really don't care the outcome, who wins, who has a better say-so. It doesn't mean anything. And it's just a nice little added bonus pay for the player.
And the ironic part is the guys that make not the big millions of dollars, hey, they get a paycheck for playing in this game. And if you win, you make more than you do as opposed to being the loser.
That's what I said.
All right, let's wrap things up here because I just